Improving the insulation in your home can help you save money on heating and cooling costs. And experts recommend starting at the top by insulating your attic. The do-it-yourselfer in you can insulate your attic with the lightweight Atti system in no time. Let's take a look at how it's done. The equipment you will need includes a stepladder, extension cord that is 3-conductor ground 14-gauge 15-amp, drop cloths, retractable utility knife, lighting, staple gun, Atti insulation rulers, marking pen, and safety equipment such as a dust mask, safety glasses, work gloves, long-sleeve shirt, pants, and safety shoes. Atti insulation can be blown on any other type of insulation product, so you will first need to determine how much Atti insulation you will need. To do so, estimate the area you want to insulate. If your attic space is square, multiply the length by the width. If your attic is sectioned, then break down the space into smaller rectangles and add these sections together. Refer to the project planning guide available where the product is sold to help determine how much Atti insulation you will need. Owens Corning Industry Leader recommends R50 or 18.5 inches of blown insulation to maximize your efficiency. You'll need to take a few precautions before you start. You'll need to inspect your attic to ensure it's properly ventilated. Check local building codes to know the required ventilations area for your attic. To prevent insulation from falling out when you access the attic, build a barrier to prevent the insulation from falling into the hatch. Make sure the barrier is taller than the insulation you plan to install. Install Owens Corning rafter-made attic vents between eave vents and the attic to ensure airflow and avoid blocking eave venting or soffit vents. Install cardboard baffling around heat-generating sources such as non-IC can lights or flues and metal chimneys. Make sure to keep cardboard in insulation at least 3 inches from heat sources. Note that if a light source is labeled IC rated, it is safe to blow insulation over it. Inspect any ductwork in the attic and make sure all connections are sound. When working in the attic, only walk on the ceiling rafters or joists and not on the ceiling, or place a piece of plywood across the joists to walk across the attic. Be careful of overhead obstructions and nails penetrating the roof deck, and never operate the Atti machine if it or the operator is standing in water. Serious injury may result. To get started, use a staple gun to install Atti rulers on joists or vertical framing to determine how much insulation you will need. Install one about every 10 feet so they are clearly visible. To assemble the Atti machine, attach the top portion to the bottom and lock it into place. The machine will not operate unless these parts are aligned. Keep the Atti machine outside the house or in your garage. Lay drop cloths in the house and protect corners with cardboard along the path of the hose to protect walls, floors, and other surfaces. Your machine will come with enough blowing hose to run the machine from your driveway. Run the hose into the attic and extend the hose to reach the furthest part of the attic. Keep in mind the Atti machine projects the insulation to reach a distance of 8 to 10 feet. To use the Atti machine, plug the extension cord into a 110-volt electrical outlet. Turn the main power switch on and the white power light will illuminate. Connect the hose to the machine. To generate the flow of insulation, the operator can press the green button on the remote located on the hose. The machine's blower will start and the agitators will begin to rotate. The machine may be stopped by pressing the red stop button on the remote or on the machine. Cut a bag of insulation in half by running a utility knife along the cut line. Do not force the insulation into the machine. The machine's feeder is designed to accommodate a half bag of Atti pink blown insulation, so let it do the work for you. Insert the cut end into the machine and push the half bag completely into the feeder. The built-in auto cutter will cut the plastic packaging, thereby releasing insulation into the machine. It's important to remove the packaging once the insulation has been released to avoid clogging the machine. Do not attempt to forcefully push or hand feed loose insulation into the machine. Add another half bag of insulation once the machine is empty and the agitators can be seen through the window. You can now turn the machine on and notify the insulator they can begin to blow the insulation. To stop the flow of insulation at any time, you can press the stop button on the remote. Direct the hose at the eaves and begin by blowing the insulation at the point farthest from the attic opening. As each section is filled, move slowly backward toward the attic opening. Repeat this process until the attic is fully insulated. When you're close to the attic opening, use a gloved hand to direct the insulation downward. When the job is complete, the attic should have a flat layer of insulation throughout. All of the bags calculated should have been used to ensure you are getting the R value intended. You will need to staple a piece of batt insulation or CEL forward rigid insulation on top of the access hole and then position the cover back into place. When the job is finished, don't forget to clean up the area, especially around the access hole. You are now ready to disconnect the electrical cord and hose from the machine. Do not attempt to clean the Atticat machine or the hose until it is completely turned off and the extension cord is disconnected. Dismantle the machine into 2 pieces if necessary to transport it back to the store. Neatly coil the hose up into their containers and return the machine back to the store. Now congratulate yourselves for a job well done. As you can see, insulating your attic with the Atticat system is quick and easy. There's no mess and it's safe and reliable. Now you'll be able to save money on your energy bills and help reduce up to 0.5 ton of greenhouse gas emissions every year, year after year. For more information about the Atticat system, visit www.owenscorning.ca. Government grants and rebates available. Visit www.showmethegreen.ca for more information.